The Classic Edge is the easiest to operate clean burning furnace on the market. It operates differently than traditional wood furnaces, so in this video we'll show you how it works, how to operate, and how to use it for best results. Here's a Classic Edge we cut in half. The wood is loaded here and burns in the upper firebox. Now in a traditional wood stove, the smoke and the gases escape out the chimney. This is wasted fuel. What we do is we capture and harness those wasted fuels and burn them up. We do this by forcing them down through the hot coal bed into the lower chamber. As they're passing through the coal bed, we're adding more oxygen. This causes them to ignite. This gives you an impressive blowtorch flame in the lower reaction chamber with temperatures that can exceed 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Operating the Classic Edge is easy. It just comes down to two things: maintaining proper airflow and an adequate coal bed. Let's take a look at some basic operations. The first step is to establish a coal bed. Whether it's the beginning of the heating season or if the coal bed has burned down too far, you need a coal bed. Here, you can see a healthy coal bed. Here's how you establish a coal bed. After you've filled your furnace with water treatment and water, add kindling or the driest wood you have to the firebox. If your furnace has a bypass, open the bypass during the startup process. Use paper and a garden torch to ignite the kindling and close the firebox door. Allow the kindling to burn to coals and add a little more kindling or your driest wood to protect the coal bed from going out. At this point, you should have the glowing coal bed established and the firebox can be loaded for use. On models with a bypass handle, close the bypass for standard operation. With an adequate coal bed, operating the furnace is a snap. All you have to do is put enough wood in to maintain an adequate coal bed and use the cleaning rod to maintain airflow. Here's what you'll need to do from day to day. Before loading wood into the furnace, run the cleaning rod around the perimeter of the firebox and along each side of the air charge tube. Pay extra attention to the corners and under the door frame. Also, run the cleaning rod along each side of the air charge tube to establish airflow into the reaction chamber. This simple step helps keep airflow through the furnace. Once a passageway has been established, the furnace can be loaded with wood. When reloading the furnace with wood, keep in mind the existing coal bed and the moisture content of the wood you are using. Even if you think your wood is dry, use the moisture meter included with your furnace to find the actual moisture content. Knowing the actual moisture content of your wood will determine how much of a coal bed you need remaining when reloading. If you are using dry seasoned wood, a normal coal bed will ignite it. If the wood you are using is wetter than you would like, you will need a fair amount of the previous wood load remaining when you load it. When loading, put the shorter pieces in first, as they will turn to coals more easily. If the furnace is frequently reloaded too soon, the coal bed can build up too deep and obstruct the air holes around the perimeter of the firebox. If the coal bed gets too deep, simply use the cleaning rod to keep the air flowing through it and load less wood this time to allow the coals to burn down. On the other hand, if the furnace is not loaded in time, the coal bed can get too shallow. Go through the steps to reestablish the coal bed with dry kindling or the driest wood you have. If the coal bed is shallow and you load wood that is too big or too wet, the coals may burn up before adequately igniting the new wood load. Now the Classic Edge is the only furnace that has built-in features and programming that makes burning wet wood very easy. One of these features is the Easy Refire mode. If the furnace has not been reloaded in time, this mode helps preserve the coal bed, allowing the new wood to ignite more easily. Now this is especially useful when you're burning wet wood. As you go through several firebox loads of wood, the ashes accumulate in the reaction chamber. Occasionally, these will need to be removed to maintain airflow through the furnace. Remember, airflow needs to be free of obstruction from the intake, through the air holes in the firebox, down through the combustion chamber, through the reaction chamber, and out the heat exchanger and chimney. The rear door makes it easy to maintain airflow through the heat exchanger. Simply run the cleaning rod through the heat exchanger and up into the chimney area. With a coal bed and proper airflow, your furnace is going to run great. You should see reaction chamber temperatures of at least 1,000 degrees displayed on the controller for most burn cycles. Due to the sensor's temperature limits and position, the actual reaction chamber temperature is much hotter than displayed and can even exceed 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. You can easily verify that your furnace is operating properly with the Firestar controller and by using myfirestar.com. Here's an example of a chart from a Classic Edge that is performing wonderfully. You can see the furnace is getting into high mode every time with very high reaction chamber temperatures. Using these charts is a great way to monitor the heartbeat of your furnace. Go to centralboiler.com for more information and to find a dealer near you.